Hey everybody, it's Matt, and this is my question and answer video. Okay, so I reached 20,000 subscribers the other day, maybe a couple weeks ago, and traditionally I guess people do question and answer videos, so I thought it would be fun to do one of my own, and I'm gonna do this off the cuff, a little bit less formal than what I did the radio show, just because a lot of people think, a lot of you people seem to like it, and so I'm gonna try it out and hopefully get a little bit better sound out of my microphone. As you can see, it's right here. It's duct tape to the stand over here, and it's jury rig is all get out, but it'll work, I promise. Anyway, let's get to the questions. I took questions from Twitter and Facebook. Google Plus people, I apologize. I do not know how to use Google Plus quite yet. Let's do this. Well, I don't make $0 off of it. I do have an AdSense account on my website, and I am partnered through RPM, so that's a little bit, and there are a couple other ways that I'm squeaking out just a little bit of money and everything. I think I started it and I didn't really plan it, if that makes sense. My first song was this right here, and I just posted it thinking somebody would maybe remix it and post some lyrics on it or sing over it. Nobody really did. That's because I wasn't really known for royalty-free music at the time. Before then, I was a mishmash of different things. It was kind of a mess, and I didn't really have a direction for my channel, although I had started going in the route of music before then. If you go far back enough, you'll see that I've been posting music on and off in between some sketches and also exploration videos. I had a tutorial up. I still have a tutorial up for Sony Vegas because there's a glitch in there that apparently still exists 3 years ago, more than 4 years after I posted that video. So I posted that first royalty-free song, and then I posted another one, and then I posted another one, and another one, and it just went on to become a series that is now more than 3 years running, and a lot of you seem to like it, and that's pretty good. I think you'll find a lot of the YouTubers out there that are popular don't necessarily plan out what they're supposedly going to do for their channels. They just end up doing it, and it catches up. It catches on, or they post videos of what they're really passionate about, and people see that they're passionate about the subjects that they post about. And I hope you can tell that I'm really passionate about music, and if I were not posting this stuff on YouTube, I would probably be posting it somewhere else. As a matter of fact, during one of my college years, we ran out into summer, and instead of getting a job, I spent the vast majority of that summer basically just doing rock music and posting it on sites like mp3.com and iUma. I was forced to get a job at Denny's maybe a month out from the next semester starting, but it kind of gives you an idea about exactly my habits. I don't even know what to call it. I do music, and it's a really, I wouldn't say a bad habit, but I'm constantly in a cycle where I want to do music. And there was a time a few years ago where I wasn't in that cycle, but after I posted one track on my YouTube channel, it kind of started bringing me back into the circle, right? I'm in that black hole again, and there's no coming out this time. I'm gonna do this forever, I think. That is a good question. Let's see here. By far my favorite track, and this is going to be really unusual, is Digitized Cycles. I don't know why I like that track so much, but every time I put it on my player in my car, it's got that beat on it, It's not overly stated because it's kind of subdued, but it lets the other synthesizers kind of weave around it and form this really, it's almost like a story, you know. And I've been thinking of doing maybe a music video around it where I'm on this motorcycle and I'm being chased by like the people in the computer universe of Tron, and they're shooting at me and stuff like that. It brings this visual, and also it's very danceable, especially the first part, and it evolves instead of it having like the verse, chorus, verse structure of a normal song. It kind of flows. So digitized cycles is definitely one of my favorites. There's a lot. There are a lot of songs that I go back and listen to. I'm like, oh, yeah, I should probably go back and, you know, try and do something like that again, and I will. But I also try new stuff too, so we'll see how that goes. My life. Alright, okay. I was in middle school, and at the time I was living in Miami, and the last year of my middle school, we took a bus trip over to Busch Gardens in Tampa Bay. We stayed there a couple days, and on the last day we were supposed to board the bus and go back to Miami. I got caught up in a bird show and left a little bit late, and they had basically skipped me over. They had miscounted and they left me in Tampa Bay, Florida, which is a good distance away from Miami. And so basically I was stuck for the rest of the night in some booth like near the ticket center on Busch Gardens, and basically they had to fly me out. Was it TSA? That's okay, it's TSA that they had to fly me back to Miami from. It's the worst flight ever. I don't know if TSA still exists, but if they don't, I understand why. But yeah, and everybody knew that I was caught up in the bird show, and so for the rest of the semester, the rest of the year, I was known as the Birdman, because I was too interested in some eagle or hawk or something like that they were displaying. I even got an award for that. The last concert that we had, I played trombone, by the way, and this was a band trip. So I was a trombone geek, and I played in marching band, symphonic band, and jazz band, and also a pep band as a trombonist. But anyways, at that last concert, I was presented with the Birdman Award, and it was specially created for me because of this special mess up that I did. It was fun. It's yeah. I really don't know. I don't really want to have a plan like some people out there, like to revise my format at all, really. For YouTube and the royalty-free series, I want to keep it the same and just basically improve on my music experience and music production abilities. Sometime later this year or early next year, I plan to overhaul my orchestra stuff, you know, to make it sound a lot better. Get a little bit more realistic and more intense choirs out there, because I know a lot of you guys have requested more intense action music surrounding that has very, very dramatic choirs in them, and so I've been thinking about doing that. I want to kick up my electronic dance music production techniques up the notch. I need to figure out a little bit more on my rock setup as well, because I want to kick that up a notch as well. So really, my plans are just to get better. I want to be better at music, and that's it. As far as signing with people and stuff like that, I don't know that I'm not really rock star material. I just do this to create music and share it with all of you. And really, it's, if you think of YouTube as a community, and acknowledge that in communities people do different things, and as a whole it pushes the community forward, then I'm kind of a section of that community. I do music. I don't do skits, but like, you know, I've contributed to the skits that people produce, and also let's plays and reviews and makeup tutorials, and also montages and all that. People do their thing that they specialize in, and if there are other people in the background doing other things that they specialize, contributing to the community, I feel that it has the potential of making YouTube that community that we kind of strive to be. Hopefully, though, YouTube kind of understands this still, but I have a feeling that Google doesn't, and we'll be getting that into that in a second. I want to make some really good Celtic and or Russian music. There's a plugin out there that will make my computer sing Russian in both female and male choirs, but I feel like I haven't shared this before, but one of my favorite video game soundtracks, even though I never played this video game, is the Age of Conan MMO. I downloaded that soundtrack, and it's an amazing soundtrack, and they did a lot of really unique things, and it makes me want to get this loud, really progressive, really ethnic, kind of Slavic, foreign choirs in there. You've seen me experiment around with like the Latin stuff and also the French stuff, but really I want to get in a little bit of the Russian stuff as well. And so that's kind of where I'm going with that. Also, I'm going to try and get into a little bit more trance and some of the other genres of EDM. I feel like I do love the dubstep genres, but I'm always in search for variety as well, just in case you guys get sick of dubstep. And it can happen. A lot of people get sick of certain genres when they stick to it for a while. So we'll see how it goes down. But there's plenty of genres of EDM out there. You definitely can request music. I'm a little bit behind, I admit, on my requests, because right now I've been kind of flooded, actually. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to fill up those requests. It's a lot of stuff like asking me if I could do things that sound kind of like this song or that song. And that's all good. It challenges me, of course, but I've got like I'm to that point where I'm trying to still keep the personal connection, but it's a little bit harder to do because, of course, I've got a little bit more of a subscriber base. So I'm trying to figure out what I need to do to kind of keep that connection there, if that makes sense. I don't know about the best video, but there is a video out there running around using Beat Time Grind, my most popular track ever so far, and it's essentially a GTA 4 mod, because somebody saw Saints Row 4 and saw the dubstep gun, and they said, we can do that, and they basically modded GTA 4 to have a dubstep gun, and they used my track for that mod. And that was totally awesome. I saw that, I was like, there we go. I'm glad to have been a part of that. Honestly, I did not know about these changes until you asked that question, Miguel. And I had to look it up. I honestly did, and it seems like it seems very scary for a lot of people. I don't know if that will affect me any because I am producing original content. However, I've had people come up to me saying that some random person has put their own stamp on my music, put it on like CD Baby or something like that, and it ended up on the Content ID match system. For those, if you have any sort of problem like that, please come to me. I react more quickly to those kinds of problems than any sort of question I get on my YouTube inbox. And the reason for that is I feel that if my content somehow ends up in the Content ID match system, that defeats the purpose of my channel. Really it does, and it really betrays you guys because you've put work in there and you've trusted me to provide you guys music. If that music is in the Content ID match system, then that just totally blows the trust system. There is specifically one of my tracks that ended up in the CD Baby Content ID match system. I immediately contacted them and told them to remove that track from their ID system. They obliged really quickly, and so I am in the business of defending what I promised to you guys, and that's what I am passionate about, upholding that. And as a matter of fact, a couple people emailed me last summer requesting that I put all my stuff on the Content ID management system. You'll see this email string that was exchanged between me and a company. I don't know what their relationship is to YouTube. They stated that really they hold a database for matching my music because they've identified that my music is in quite a few things, and I told them flat out, you are not allowed to put this content in your ID system. Flat out. YouTube, if you're watching this right now, do not put any of my stuff in your Content ID match system. Alright? These people are allowed to use my music, no matter what. Okay? That is what I'm here for. That is why I've gained the following that I have here on YouTube. Do not add any of my music to your ID system. And while you're at it, educate those people in the monetization staff exactly what CC means, because they are ridiculous. They are freaking ridiculous. I've had so many people come to me saying I've been denied monetization, when clearly the videos that I have displaying my music are CC. The links to the music on my website are CC, and you've got a permission form there. I've got descriptions on my videos. I don't know what else. You want to help people out and not be in violation of copyright, and I'm sitting here providing you guys something that can help people avoid that. So I would appreciate if you maybe pass along a note to your monetization staff that if they hear my music and they go back to my channel and see what it's all about, they do and in fact have permission to use my music. But along the same lines, I want to basically talk to you guys as YouTubers, as content creators, specifically the ones that have essentially gained yourselves followings here on YouTube, because I feel that, I don't know, I take a look at every single change that YouTube has made, and a bunch of people are seeing kind of the light. They're seeing a point where Google is about to push their audience over the edge and abandon the site and everything. So on a serious note, if you guys have managed to gain yourselves a following here on YouTube, even like a little bit, but I'm specifically talking about literally everybody, now is a good time to advertise your websites. And the reason is that I can see similarities between what happened to MySpace, what happened to mp3.com, what happened to all these sites that have basically made changes that nobody's asked for. People leave websites when they feel that their voice isn't being heard and they don't like the changes being made. And you can see that right now. Freddie Wong has his own website and he's actively pushing it. Rooster Teeth has its own website and is actively pushing it now. They had a website before YouTube, but they're bringing their people back to Rooster Teeth because I feel that they know that what YouTube is doing to itself is rather toxic and self-destructive. And I worry for the people who have invested a little bit of their lives into YouTube and even gained, even like people who have like 100,000 subscribers, even more. Like if you have 1 million subscribers, you know, there are people on MySpace right now that have 1 million friends, and it doesn't matter because MySpace just doesn't matter anymore. Nobody goes to that site anymore. But and you don't have to invest in the type of website that I do. I have a website specifically to store and distribute my music, and it takes a little bit of money to maintain. But I mean, you guys could just have a simple web page saying, hey, look, YouTube is gone, I've moved all my content over to this site right here, right? Maybe as like kind of like a gateway to say, hey, this site is done, we're gonna go over here now where everybody else is going. Come to my site here, like, I don't know, www.thisisabettervideosite.com/your-channel or something like that. Have that central base that people can refer to, you know, just in case people just, you know, the viewership can evaporate. You know, YouTube is a big site, but it's become too, what is the word? Arrogant? I don't know. But like once you know, just tell the people about your websites, and it doesn't have to be a 20-minute ad about it. Just at the front of your videos, just post a little graphic says go to something.com, go to TeknoAXE's.com for my music and everything. And I'm hoping, you know, that a lot of people who have made that investment and are making a little bit of their personal income through YouTube can mitigate the damage that they're doing themselves by establishing themselves independently and being able to transfer their audiences to wherever everybody else is going. So that's it for the question and answer session. It turned into quite a rant, but I felt like it needed to be said. So that's what I have to say. If you have any comments, leave it below. I'd love to hear your feedback on this, and if you would like me to do more live stuff like this, I'll gladly consider it and probably do it. So I'm getting a little bit more comfortable on camera. So thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great week.